Well, I'm coming into McAllister right now, which is about 6 miles or 7 miles north of Ennis, and I'm heading to the Lewis and Clark Cavern State Park. I'll be sculpting there in about 3 weeks on the 14th of July, and I'm going to go up and take a look and see where they're going to set me up and all that stuff. Make sure that my clay's not going to melt in the sun, or I'm going to kill myself getting the clays up to the place where I'm going to be sculpting. I'm about 35 miles north of where I live in Ennis, Montana, and I'm now turning to go into a canyon that runs, the Jefferson River runs through, and it's where the Lewis and Clark expedition actually passed in the early 1800s on their expedition. I can't remember if it was to or from the Pacific Ocean. I kind of think it was from, I don't know. Anyway, they were on their way to try to find the headwaters of the Missouri River, and so they were, floating up this river, I think. Do my little bit of history checking here. Like this is the parking lot, the lower parking lot of the Lewis and Clark Caverns. And this is where I'm going to meet Robin. What I'm doing is following Robin. She works here at the Lewis and Clark Caverns Visitor Center. And we're going to go up the road. I think she said something like 3 miles up the canyon here. This is about where I'm going to be sculpting, is underneath this canopy of this building here. It was probably built in the 30s. And these are some of the people who have to watch me. But anyway, you buy your tickets here and you walk about 3/4 of a mile, and way up there at the, let's see if I can zero in, is where you enter into the caverns up there. And I'll show you a model of the caverns. Okay, this is a model of the caverns, the way they are, and from what I understand, you enter in there, you walk down and around the caverns here, and then there's a big tunnel that was dug out by man, and you exit out over there. Pretty cool. And that's the building I'll be sculpting in. Alright, I'm going to head back to my house now. It's kind of warm up here. It's about 90 degrees right now, which is the first real warm day we've had. There's the Jefferson River way down there below in the valley. Lewis and Clark did not discover these caverns. They were discovered by people probably either in the 1800s or the early 1900s. I'm not sure when, but they were named after Lewis and Clark because they passed on that river down below. I brought my kids here, oh geez, it must have been years ago. Must have been either late 80s or early 90s, and I'll bet you it was with my ex-sister-in-law, Sonny, and her kids, who were up here staying with me, and at my place out on the mountain years ago. And I remember that they came up here to hike up to the cavern, and I knew what kind of a walk it would be, and I just wasn't in the mood for it that day, so I sat basically where I'm going to be sculpting on the 14th, waiting for them to go up and come back down. And I read a book or something like that while they were hiking up there. I just didn't have the energy that my kids had, and my ex-sister-in-law and all that stuff. And it was great times. I just really enjoyed having my kids up for the summer. I was divorced at the time, and I lived on, I had just moved up to Ennis, Montana back in '89, and it was either late 80s or early 90s that they came up. And I just enjoyed those summers so much with my kids. All right, everyone, I'll see you when I see you. I'm like I said before, I'm going to be traveling to Lake Tahoe on Thursday. It's going to take 2 days. I could do it in one day, but I intentionally just take my time, and I stay in either Winnemucca or Elko the night before for one night, and then I head out to Tahoe the next day, and it sort of breaks up the trip. It's a long trip. So anyway, I'll be videoing my trip. Whether I get it on the night that I can't stop in Elko, I don't know. It just depends on internet speed. But I'll see you guys when on my trip. Have a great rest of the week.